Okay.
Okay. Okay, so
My name is Carla Marley Loyola. My birthday is September 24th, 2000. I graduated high school in 2018.
Hi, my name is Giselle Gutierrez. I'm 18 years old. I moved to LA for college. I go to FIDM, which is the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. I went to Cypress High School and I graduated in the class of 2017.
My favorite thing about senior year is probably graduating because I don't want to see anyone ever again.
The hardest thing was saying goodbye to a lot of my friends that I've grown so attached to, but yeah. The easiest thing about senior year was the classes itself, because a lot of the teachers just like cut off some slack for the seniors because we're about to graduate. And the hardest thing was saying goodbye to a lot of my friends that I've grown so attached to, but yeah.
In my family, I think the person I look up most to is my lolo, or my grandpa. He pretty much raised me and my sister. He always struggled to just live his daily life because he was so old when we were young, but he would always still try to cook for us, always try teaching my sister and I, Tagalog. I still remember going to church, and no matter how old he was, he would always try being the first person in the first row, and he would always read Bible verses to me and my sister, especially after we fought. And it's one of the main reasons why I feel so strengthened in my faith, because he inspired me a lot. And yeah.
I was struggling a lot with the idea of not getting the perfect high school experience, regretting a lot of the mistakes that I made and all of the embarrassing moments that I had. I just felt like I wasn't having as much fun as my peers, and not getting that perfect high school experience that everyone has in the movies. I felt like I was missing out, and I'm never gonna get those years back. I was bullied a lot in my junior year of high school, and it was probably the hardest time I've ever had in my life. I was very depressed, and I spent every single lunchtime just crying by myself. I had no friends, and it was just really hard.
My sister shaped me to be the person I am today, because she is, compared to me, I feel like she's a lot more outspoken and she's a lot more confident in herself, and I'm kind of the one to just stay in the shadows and support from behind. Our parents always say, we only have the two of us, and yeah, there are a lot of times where we fight and argue, but when we have a hard time, we're always going to be there for each other when no one else can understand us. No matter what I do, I always try doing what's best for the both of us. I've come out of my shell, I think. For me, that the summer before senior year is when my grandpa passed away. Going through this big milestone in my life without him, for the first time, it was really hard on me. And yeah, I can finally learn how to be more independent, because I can only make myself a better person, and I feel like I have. I feel like I've done so much, not only for myself, but for God as well. My parents have done so much for me, and I feel like it's my turn to do that for them.
I got better as I started going to church more often and just started spending more time with my church friends and my cousins, and over time things just got a lot better.
I got into 4 out of my 8 choices, which were UC Merced, UC Riverside, Cal State Northridge, and Cal State Channel Islands.
I have an older sister. Her name is Jenica. She's 20. My dad is an organist in Anaheim, and throughout my whole life I was just looking up to him because he always puts his duty first, and he always just taught me always put church and God first. and I still do that today. And even though like I live on my own and I don't live at home anymore, like I know that they always remind me just to keep going to church and keep performing my duty as much as I can.
I'm in a place where I never thought I'd be. If it weren't for the things that happened the past couple years, I feel like I wouldn't be where I am today. They always say, like, God gives his hardest trials to his strongest warriors. Those things only made me stronger. And now I can rely on a lot of people now in my life that will remind me that I matter and that God's always there to help me.
I genuinely feel like I have never been happier before in my life. Everything is going so great right now. I feel the happiest and safest in church, especially right before worship service when there's intermission. I like to pray during that time and just like having time to think about your life and reflect about it, have time to talk to God is really important to me, and it just makes me feel so much better. My favorite memory with my family was when we went to Paris and we had a picnic right in front of the Eiffel Tower during sunset, and everything was just so perfect. And we were eating sinigang in Paris. The most recent time I felt blessed was when I was hanging out with a bunch of church people from LA. I've never had church friends really before, and I genuinely feel like they're genuine and true friendships, and I think they're all like, it's a blessing to be friends with them. It's so cheesy.
In this coming year, I'm going to Cal State Northridge. It's almost 50th in the West, and I get to be here experiencing it, and I think that's really freaking cool. Are we done? Redo. Ew. That was so cheesy.
That was good.
Megan, in the mornings, if I'm talking to you, speak up. G, if I'm picking you up from work, make sure you're outside so we can leave right away. I help my sisters by
He doesn't.
screaming at them when they make mistakes.